everybody, it is the Amazing Gaming Guy here, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. And this week I am building not just one, but two new coasters in our park. Oh my god, here we go. So yeah, I had the idea of, well, actually, it was inspired by a comment on the channel, and I can't quite remember who it was, but they suggested that I should do a dueling coaster. So I thought, you know what, that's a great idea, and I've always wanted to do one. So here we are. I'm building two coasters, and these are going to be inverted coasters, inverted coasters, using the boa coaster type in the game. I'm not sure what that actually represents in the real world, but it's just it's a hanging coaster with 2 seats wide. So it's not the 4 seats wide, it's a 2 seat wide hanging coaster, because I thought, you know, I could have gone for the 4 seat, but I want it to be a little bit more compact, and I feel like the tracks and stuff are probably smaller on the 2 seat. And also, in terms of capacity, we've got 2 coasters sitting here, so we really don't need the 4 seat. So yeah, it made a lot more sense to have a 2 seat. I'm sort of running with the working title of Dueling Dragons here. That's not what the final name would be, but it's just inspiration, because at some point I will ask you guys for name ideas. Not yet. Don't send them in just yet, but do have a little think if you want to. But I'd rather get further into the building of the coaster and see how it's developing, what direction it's going in, before we settle on a name. But yeah, as you can probably guess by the music and stuff, I'm hoping to give these coasters an Asian theme, Japanese or Chinese. I'm not too picky at this point. It can develop into either, just an oriental sort of theme. Now here's something that you guys could do in the comments. If you could suggest any ways to theme the ride within that sort of overall theme, the oriental sort of theme. So I don't know, for example, say you think it'd be a really great idea to build a dragon spitting fire with like smoke coming out its nose and stuff. Then, you know, stick that idea in the that's a really good idea. I might do that anyway. I've just given myself a good idea. Oh my wow. Oh, that's a good... Okay, anyway, sorry. Yeah, if you have any great ideas that you think I should include in the coaster, please stick it in the comments down below. And I will firstly answer your comment, unless it's really stupid. You guys never comment stupid things. What am I saying? Yeah, I will answer your comment, and I may even include it in the ride if it's a really great idea. Because right now I'm not entirely sure how I want to theme it. As I said, I want it Japanese or Oriental themed, but within that, no idea really, because, you know, Japanese Oriental is not a theme in itself. That's just a cultural region. It needs to have an actual theme, and you know, I've said the idea of Dueling Dragons, but that really is based on real coasters. I can't remember what park it is, but somewhere in the world there is a park that's got 2 dueling coasters with the dragon themes. So yeah, not too keen to go too close to that idea. Well, yeah. I want to avoid completely copying something that already exists. So, back to the actual building of the coaster. You can see I've recolored the track so that we've got a black track and a white track, just to make it easier for me and for you guys to see which is which, because they're really starting to interlock into a big mess of metal now. And I was starting to lose track of which one was which, so I had to colour those coasters so that I could identify them myself. So we have black coaster and white coaster. Now, I don't know if this game actually has a feature for synchronizing the sort of station releases of 2 coasters. I don't think it does. I couldn't find anything in any of the coaster settings or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and assume it doesn't have that feature yet. Yet. Devs. Huh? Devs. Hey, devs. Any devs watching? Hey? Yet. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and assume it doesn't have that. So what I'm trying to do, and it's really, really difficult and a really bold move, is synchronize the coasters. I'm trying to get the coasters to be the exact same length so that they get into the station at the exact same time after their run. And boy, is it difficult because these coasters have very different paths, very different tracks. One's a little bit more extreme than the other one. It's really difficult to get 2 coasters completely aligned in terms of their getting into the station. And there's a couple of elements in this coaster that I used as a way to track how aligned they were. So you can't see them just right now, but there's these 2 loops that are right next to each other, and the black coaster goes through those sets of loops before the white coaster, so the white coaster is sort of chasing it. But what I'm building right now are these sort of gosh, what is this? It's almost a loop. It's like a side loop over the path there, and I'm going to do the same thing with the black coaster, do like a side loop over the left side of that path, and you'll see in a few minutes that thankfully it ends up that the coaster actually goes through those 2 loops at pretty much the exact same time, which is good because that means that, I don't know, however far we are into the ride at this point, it's about 2/3 into the ride, that the coasters are still aligned. They're still going at the same time and speed and stuff, so that's great. That's really helpful. And yeah, so these 2 loops are really a part of my way of tracking how close together the rides are in terms of their runs. So yeah, I thought that was pretty clever. I thought I did a smart there. I did a smart. But it took me a little while to get this left side loop on the black coaster right. Yeah, I really struggled with getting this. Not sure why it took so much work. I think I was just coming at it wrong. I was using the wrong angle and stuff. It was difficult, and then I had to move a bit of the white coaster as well. It was an utter mess. But I got there in the end, and actually I think that the left side, the black loop, actually looks better than the white loop, so I think I might have to go back at some point and change the white loop. Yeah, because you can see here, look, the black loop looks actually a lot cleaner and a lot more uniform in its shape, so I might have to come back and do the white loop again. Quick apology to all of you guys as well. As you can probably hear in this video, I've got a cold. Yeah, absolutely streaming. I'm so sorry. I hope that you can't hear it too much, and I hope that it's not disgusting you guys. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, we can see these 2, and look, they're going to get into these loops at pretty much the exact same time. And that's really great. It's really great that they are synchronized at this point. Speaking of having a cold, I had to pause my recording there just to sneeze a million times. Just thought I'd share that information with you guys, because, you know, that's the sort of thing you like to know. I know we're very close. Right, so yeah, I'm just finishing off both the coasters now, and I'm trying to sort of keep them intertwined, interlocked, for as long as possible, and I'm wasting a bit of time on the black coaster here because the white one's a bit longer. And now I'm using some trim brakes here just to slow down the speed a little bit before they enter the station, so they don't, you know, smash into it. Yeah, so yeah, testing the coaster. Here comes the black. They didn't start at the same time. I was just testing. Yeah, I slowed it down way too much on the black and white sides there. The brakes were way too strong on both of those. Didn't actually make it back into the station. So testing the white again. Oh, well, I'm just slowing it down actually, slowing down the brakes, and then testing the white, and still doesn't quite make it. Had to refine this a little bit. Let's try it once more. Yes, into the station, brilliant. So now I'm just about to have a bit of a play about with the coasters to try and get the test ratings right, because I'm not just making these coasters to look good. I'm actually trying to make a functional park here, because it is challenge mode, and I'm trying to make sure that I keep getting my money and my funds and stuff, and my sort of ride appreciation score and all that sort of thing, because I want to make a really nice workable park here, because this is my personal Planet Coaster experience. I'm not just doing this to make videos. I'm literally just sharing with you guys me playing the game for fun, because this game is so much fun. It's making these videos isn't work for me, because this game is so much fun. The devs did a great job on this, I've got to say. So yeah, this is just my personal park that I'm really enjoying making, and I wanted to make sure that every ride that I build is actually used by the people coming into the park, and that it's actually by the game's standards a good ride as well. So that was quite important to me. Yeah, so now I'm just going around and I'm using the smoothing feature just to get any nicks and bumps out of the run. I don't get this quite perfect. I need to come back to this again. I need to refine some of the banking, some of the turns and stuff, because it can be a bit jumpy at times. Yeah, it could do with a little bit of work. And then I went around and I just changed the banking on some areas to make it a little bit more extreme, to bring down the fear and nausea rating a bit, and hopefully bring up the excitement rating a little. And as you can see, it's worked for the black coaster there. And I'm about to do the same thing on the white coaster, just make the banking a little bit more extreme on this side, just to make it so you're being rocked about less, and you're just having fun with the G-force a little bit more. You're getting airtime and stuff. Yeah, and let's see what the results come in at as. Yeah, brilliant. Got 2 greens on the white coaster and 1 green on the black coaster, which is fine, because the black coaster is meant to be a little bit more extreme, so it's got a slightly higher fear rating than the white. So let's give it a test. Here we go. We're on the white coaster, and it's really enjoyable, like looking across and looking at the black coaster to the left. Slow lift hill. I think I might keep it slow. I think it's quite good to have like a little warm-up section here where you can look at the other coaster beside you and stuff. It's quite fun. So yeah, I'm going to shut up and let you enjoy the run of this coaster. It needs more refining, but this is my first run on the coaster, so let's see how it goes. So yeah, that was my very first run on the coaster. It was almost perfect. The black one's a little bit further ahead than the white, so let's go and give the black one a go. I'll shut up again. Now the issue is that because the black one is a little bit faster than the white, just marginally, every time they run, that difference is going to get even more, even greater. So it was really important that I refined these coasters so that they entered the station at the exact same time, stopped at the exact same time, and then were released at the exact same time. And this took a long time. It took a lot of work to get these coasters to be exactly in sync, and you can see I am cutting this video a lot now because it was just me running run after run after run of these coasters, refining tiny bits each time. Like now I'm having a little look at the departure interval. I thought if I set the departure interval to be 1 second slower on the black, maybe that would help. I abandoned that idea. I thought, you know what, that's not going to work. I've got to get these coasters to come in at the exact same time. And it took a bit of work. And you know what, the way I ended up doing it wasn't by changing the brakes and stuff. It was literally just by dragging some of the corners out a little bit so that it just took like half a second longer to get round them. Yes, you can see they're getting really close now. It just needs a tiny little bit more refinement. And here we go. I think this is the one where I finally get it right. Yeah, look at them come in. So the black coaster gets into the station faster, but the white one goes through the station quicker. And then that is pretty much perfect. I can't tell if either of those is in front of the other. And that's exactly what we want. I think they're pretty much exactly the same. And to try and keep them aligned, I decided to set the minimum departure interval of both of these rides to 100 seconds. So I was hoping that that was long enough that by 100 seconds both would just be full of people anyway, and they would just depart after 100 seconds, so they would always depart at the exact same time. That was my thinking. Whether it will turn out like that, I don't know. So guys, this has been the first video in my new series on Planet Coaster, making these dueling dragon coasters. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Please send in your suggestions for things to feature in the ride, scenery and stuff. Yeah, and if you like this video, please give it a like, comment and subscribe for more. And hit the little bell thing on the channel. I don't know why that's a thing, but do that so that I appear in your suggestions and stuff. Yeah, and I'll see all you guys in the next video. Goodbye!